Documents related to a lawsuit involving Jeffrey Epstein continue to be publicly released. And meanwhile, the only person convicted in the sex trafficking scandal is Epstein's former girlfriend, Ghislaine Maxwell. She is convicted of finding young girls to bring into Epstein's circle. However, Maxwell has denied all allegations from the start. Joining me now is Ghislaine Maxwell's attorney, Arthur Aidala. Arthur, I know it's been a big week for you. Thank you for joining us this morning.
The pleasure's all mine. I ended my night last night with Chris Cuomo. I'm waking up with you guys. You know, NewsNation's in my blood now.
Yes, I know. No place else you'd rather be, right? So let me just start off with this. Obviously, your client is Ghislaine Maxwell. She's currently appealing her case. I know you don't think she got a fair shake in trial. You think the last couple of days have been a lot of hype over nothing. But will the release of these new documents help or hurt her appeal, you think?
I think that's actually a great question. And we were discussing it in my office yesterday. I think it hurts to some degree. Look, we don't know the date we're going to argue her case. And it's probably somewhere around March, we're guessing. All the paperwork has been submitted. We're just waiting to hear a date. And then it usually takes them a couple of months to reach a decision. So this will kind of be in a rearview mirror when the judges are actually deciding and writing the decision, whether she got a fair trial or not. You know, just to be clear, this is not whether she's guilty or she's innocent, or it's really the judge, the trial judge, who's now on trial by three of her colleagues. It's three judges who look at all the rulings that the judge made and determines, okay, yes, the rulings were fair, or did she apply the because the female judge, she applied the law correctly, or she did not. If she did not, either she gets a new trial, or there's a chance, which is a rare thing, where they could actually throw the charges out, because people talk about Jeffrey Epstein's first arrest, the one down in Florida, the one where he served jail time. Part of that plea deal was a non-prosecutorial deal that affected people in his orbit. And Ghislaine Maxwell should have been protected by that deal. And the U.S. Attorney's Office basically ripped it up and threw it out. Very similar to what they did with Bill Cosby. He had a deal that said he couldn't be prosecuted, and they ripped it up and tore it out. And we know what happened. With the trial, he lost, and it was reversed on appeal. We're hoping the same is going to happen here. Hopefully, the stain of this list, as they call it, does not blemish Ghislaine Maxwell's chances on appeal.
And I know you'll keep us, apprised as to the progress of where that appeal is headed once you find out more. I do think, I know you've been asked this, but just for our audience this morning, I think top of mind for a lot of people is, if Ghislaine is innocent, as she claims that she is, why isn't she speaking out? She's been silent.
Well, I mean, you know, what people, she has spoken out about her innocence. What people want, right, what the public is clamoring for is for her to go in and speak to law enforcement and say, yes, Bill Clinton was on the plane and he received, you know, sexual favors from Jeffrey Epstein by someone who was underage, and so did Prince Andrew, et cetera, et cetera. You know, has it ever dawned on anyone that maybe that didn't happen? That when Bill Clinton was with Jeffrey Epstein, they were actually doing business stuff, whether it was for the Clinton Foundation or, you know, there's the Harvard connection that Epstein was very involved in. So, look, Ghislaine Maxwell lived a beautiful life, and now she's sitting in prison. And before she was even convicted, she was in a horrible prison in New York. If she had something to say and wanted to say it, that was the time to say it. So she's not, there's nothing for her to say now except, you know, she's very, very much hoping. I mean, I'm going to speak to her today at 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, you know, about her appeal. And so we shall see what the future holds.
Yeah, and just one more really quick question, because we're running out of time, Arthur. You know, how is she reacting to this week behind bars? And also, I know she has actually come out and said before she does believe Jeffrey Epstein was killed in prison, that he did not commit suicide. Does she fear the same thing for her own life? Does she tell you that she fears for her safety behind bars?
Yes. The short answer to your question is yes. I don't know. You know, look, she's in prison. It's not exactly the safest place to be. Someone here in New York died in prison yesterday. But I don't know if she's worried that the executioner is going to come and kill her. Unfortunately, I can't tell you what she thinks about the list because I haven't spoken to her this week. I'm speaking to her today in just a couple of hours. So, but they were really for us. There were no surprises. The unsealing of all of these documents. There's nothing there that we're like, oh my.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.